Hi, welcome to Local Matters. Today we have a fun show, so stay tuned. We have film festivals coming to town, and we're going to show actual clips from film festivals in the past, so stay with us. With us today, we have the founders of that film festival, Dan and Nancy Morrow. Thanks for being with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Well, you two are all about movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about where that came from? Maybe was that after you got together or before you found each other in a movie theater? What happened?
Well, we've always been huge movie lovers, and so that was definitely one of the connections. And then
That was when we were going to Oregon State and we met each other. We started taking film classes. And the instructor there, who was our keynote presentation last year, John Lewis, he had such a love of film that he just instilled it in anybody who took those classes. And we kind of grew our passion for films together. So it goes back to college.
Yeah.
And then somehow you decided to have a video store.
Yes,
How did that happen?
we were working in corporate America, and we used to joke about if there was an ideal business that we could run together, it would be a movie store. And we moved into McMinnville, and 6 months after being here, Movie Time Video came for sale, and we looked at each other and thought, well...
Were we joking about
yeah,
that? Or
how
were
serious
we
were we?
So kind of one thing led to another.
And here we are almost 15 years later, we're still running the business and loving the movies and everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Movie Time Video. Now that sounds like it's been on top of other careers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we met at Oregon State, and then we both wound up working at Microsoft. I was in computer science, and Nancy's
Executive
assistant.
Yep.
And now you have a web design business.
Right. I do web design. I do the programming for the store's software, and Nancy still runs the executive assistant business on the side that she's done ever since Microsoft. So we kind of have those careers also supporting the video store.
Which makes for a
doesn't
good
hurt.
blend because he's technical, I'm administrative, so it makes for a nice blend to run a business or a festival or whatever we set out to do.
Now, often when I meet people that are so incredibly engaged in many activities, my comeback is, you must not watch much television.
Well,
Now, how does that land for you?
we get teased a lot that because we love watching movies so much, there's like people joke with us about, well, sure, that's your job, you have to do that. It's like, well, we don't have to, but we do, and we watch a lot of TV shows on DVD, and we watch a lot of movies, and we've raised our kids to appreciate movies, and they watch a lot now too, which is kind of fun to see. And so yeah, we actually do watch quite a bit.
Right. A lot of movies, not so much TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, that brings us maybe to talk about the film festival. How did that evolve? Tell us, was that from your idea, or did someone come to you?
Yeah,
It
that
was.
started with the UFO Festival. Nancy was on the buy local committee for downtown, and I think the UFO Festival was looking for other ideas to add into the UFO Festival 5 years ago, five and a half years ago. And so we came up with the idea of doing just a UFO video contest as part of the UFO Festival in May. And so that first year was just kind of a local video contest that we showed at the Moonlight Theater.
And then it did so well, we got a good turnout, so we decided, well, let's keep it going, and 6 months later do a short film festival, because the UFO video contest was sci-fi genre only.
Yeah.
And we decided to go to the film festival, the short film festival, where we could open it up to any genre and any filmmaker at all. And then we ran both of those for 2 years and decided it was way too much. And so the Real Hollywood Video here in town now runs the UFO contest.
Good.
And we've continued with the short film festival and grown it tremendously. And it's grown from mostly local filmmakers that first year, including Salem, to now we have worldwide attention and across the U.S. So it's getting big.
Worldwide. Tell us about that. You have films from...
Yeah, this year we have two of the official selections are, one is from India and the other one's from Canada. So we've just...
And you had an entry from Bangkok.
We did,
So
yes.
people are hearing about this film festival all over the world. That's
Right.
Yes.
We've made some better connections with filmmakers, especially in the Northwest. I mean, there's lots of the film schools Nancy's reached out to that have made connections, and then of course word of mouth. This is our 5th year, so we're it just takes a while to get awareness out to the filmmakers to submit their films so that you've got a festival to get people to come watch. So
Well, the festival, I'll give some statistics now. People at home can rest assured I'll say them again. But it's happening October 3rd,
Right.
a
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
A lot of it's happening over at Chemeketa, is where there's roundtable discussion starting at
11:30.
11:30. Professors of film will be there
Yes.
with various subjects, discussion, seminars,
Right,
sort of thing,
Right.
open to the public.
right. Those are free to the public.
Great. Then at the first showing is at 3 o'clock.
2:45.
2:45.
We actually had to
Get
change
there
it to
early.
2:45
Buy your
because we have such a full agenda.
Okay.
And so 2:45, and that'll run for about a little over 2 hours.
Of these
And
films
that's
that
at
have
the
been
cinema
selected.
next
The
door.
first
right.
half of the films.
Right, for the first half of the films.
That's the first half of the
Right.
selected films. Then there's a dinner at
Yes.
5. That's
Yes.
$20, open to the public, but get reservations early because
Yes.
it's going to sell out.
Yes.
Right, right. And the exciting thing about that dinner is not only will the filmmakers be recognized with their official selections and the awards, but we have Will Vinton, who is from McMinnville and has made it big in Hollywood. He is going to be our keynote presenter, and a lot of people have actually said, now remind me who Will Vinton is again. And as soon as we say he is the pioneer of claymation, he's the father of the California Raisins. He created the red and yellow M&Ms, the Noid for Domino's. People say, "Oh yes, I love him." So yes, we're really excited to have
This
have
is
him.
a big deal.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
he
is a
came
huge
up with
deal.
the term claymation.
Yeah.
That goes back to him. He created that, and he's won an Academy Award. And,
He's won Oscars and Emmys and
Emmy.
you name it, he's won the awards.
Yeah,
So
so he
he-
should
yes.
be fascinating to listen to.
That's at 5 o'clock, back over at Chemeketa.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And then after the dinner, there's another showing at 7.
Right.
Another $10.
Right.
Well worth it. I mean, good grief.
We're packing the films in. You really
Yes.
get your worth on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the filmmakers, later on, they'll get together at 9:15
Right.
and talk about the show and
Right.
get to
Right.
meet each other, but not for the public.
Right.
Okay, so if you want to go to that, you need to be a filmmaker next year.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Good idea.
You're getting a lot of
Exactly.
entries. I know you can't. You've been able to winnow them out. You've gotten 23 films that you're proud of.
Yes.
Proud to show.
Right.
Well, let's get to the clips of
Okay.
last year's festival. These are
Okay.
some winners and some award winners. And the first one is called Jesse.
Jesse and the Fountain of Youth.
Okay.
And that's actually from 2 years ago. But that one's a really great story because Tracy Annarella is a Brooklyn, New York filmmaker. This is a late in life career for her, and she created Jesse and the Fountain of Youth. Her friends, her families, even some professionals around her there in New York said, "You're never going to go anywhere. This film is not really going to amount to that much. Give up now." She found our festival. We're still not real sure how, but she found our little festival 2 years ago. She entered, and she ended up winning the Sunrise Rotary Emerging Artist Award.
Wonderful.
It gave her the confidence she needed, and she has since gone on to make a lot more films. She's entered films in the Cannes Film Festival. She is now even has a film that's being considered as an Oscar-nominated short film in
Really?
that category. So here she was being told, no, you won't amount to much as a filmmaker.
An Oscar nomination,
Yeah.
and we're seeing her roots right now.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's roll this clip. Jesse and the.
Fountain of Youth.
All right.
My name's Jesse Seth Cohen. I was born in Bethany, Oklahoma, a suburb of Oklahoma City. When I started to really like music, I'd put records on, and then after I started to get used to what I was hearing and remember what I was hearing, I would start to pick it out on the guitar. Instruments are always there, and someone was always playing them, whether or not I was. So what I thought was simply, going down on the platform and singing your heart out. There is more to it than that. I mean, you can make money doing that, but if you actually have public interaction and you're around enough for people to remember your name, it opens up a whole other world to you. I came alone to a city not my own, and it's been a real long time since I phoned home. I had one guy who gave me $2,500. He's like, well, you know, I've had this money saved away, you know, and I really wanted to do something good for someone with this. And he's like, I really feel like this is what the universe and God want me to do. He gave me this money, and I paid up several months of rent. Collaborating is something that, in being in the subway, you meet a lot of people that want to collaborate. And there's a lot of people you'd really like to collaborate with, and it doesn't happen. Or there are a lot of people that have a lot of ideas.
The Fountain of Youth. It's a great song. The idea came to me that you busk and you make enough money, but maybe a way for you to make more money is if we can get your songs on television or in a movie. You know, I have a lot of experience placing songs in films and TV, instrumentals and stuff like that. So I was wondering if you were game that we could go in the studio, especially record Fountain of Youth, but maybe record a bunch of other stuff.
Wow, well, I really was impressed. One thing, his voice, incredible.
Yeah.
And then I really want to know where that goes. Here, he's getting pitched. I want to see the rest of that film to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Well, what a great question. You can see the whole film. We've got the compilation of the past year's film festivals at Movie Time, and that's a free rental, so everyone's welcome to come in and rent those just to get more exposure to the filmmakers that way.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move along here. We've got a number of clips. Automaton.
Yes,
set that up
that
for
one
us,
was done
Dan.
by James Barton. He was a Willamette student at the time. That was also from 2 years ago. He won in the animation category. It's one of the best computer-generated animated films that we've had entered. And I think he got a grant from, I want to say like the MacArthur Foundation or
Sounds
one of the
right.
grants he had applied for while in school, and he and another student made this film completely themselves. Spent, I think, 3 or 4 months rendering everything and building it all. So, yeah, just made completely from scratch by these filmmakers over the course of several months. And
If the people watching would just imagine, look at the finishes on this metal
Right.
and its animation
Exactly.
and ask themselves, how would they begin to do that? And because they might
Right.
answer like me, I have no idea.
Right.
This is incredible.
it is a lot of
clip.
work.
Right.
Yeah.
See
And
what
I don't
we've
know
got.
if we're seeing the whole movie, but it's only like a 3 or 4 minute film anyway that we might just be showing a clip from. So
Yeah.
it took a long time just to do this little bit.
Right.
All right, let's see that.
Came without warning. A plague that destroyed us. And before we knew it, before we could even hold our breath, we were all infected. We stared into the very face of our extinction. Only a handful of us remained when I found it. Our salvation. The disease destroyed our bodies, so I replaced our rotting flesh with cold, undying steel. Our minds kept safe in copper spools of current. Our guts became clockwork, our blood steam. I had beaten death. But in my haste to save us, I damned us to something worse. My bodies were weak, and the hands lacked the dexterity for proper repairs. Inevitably, we came under a new affliction. Time. Relentless existence ground our gears smooth and rusted through our bones. One by one, we began shutting down. Death had come for us at last, we thought. But we were wrong. Where our bodies failed and crumbled, our new minds did not. They would keep ticking away from now to eternity. It was then that the horrible truth came upon us. We could not die, but we could not escape. What had freed us from death was now our prison. Some chose to destroy themselves. Others did not, and soon ceased to function. And soon it will be my turn, for we are marionettes without string, wind-up toys without a god to turn our key. And so we are cursed to exist, undying, unmoving, forever.
Pretty inspirational. Like, what could I do if I had those kinds of tools? what would come out of my mind that would entertain me like I was just entertained. That's just a great talent.
Yeah.
Right.
You're helping bring forward, so that's just
Well, another
wonderful.
thing about James, the filmmaker who did that one, is James did the promos for this year's festival, which are being shown on MCM now between now and the festival, and they'll be shown at the festival as well as part of the previews. So he's a really talented filmmaker.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, this is just a good glimpse of the kind of quality we'll see on the 3rd.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Wake. As I remember, this one's not as accessible. You got to pay close attention, see the whole story.
This one's worth watching a few
Yeah.
times to kind of see how the twists come out.
the whole film.
Right.
We're just
Right.
going to see a clip.
Right.
Exactly.
Right, and this is from a California filmmaker, Austin Smigowski, I think is how you say his name, I apologize. And Austin is another one who has now, he took Wake and he entered a few festivals, ours being one of them, and he is now getting a producer to do a feature-length film. So he's someone we might see on the big screen at some point too.
And that's the path of these people making shorts
Yes.
to get the funding for a feature-length film. That's
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
the game.
that's very
Yes.
commonly what the short films are for, is to get attention, to maybe get funding, to often turn that short film even into a feature-length film and get backing for it.
Right.
And so these festivals are that path, and just congratulations on having a festival that's accomplishing that.
Yeah,
Finding
we're-
filmmakers
Yeah,
and
it's
finding
exciting.
funding for full-length film.
It's
That's
a
terrific.
lot of work to put on the festival, and there's probably a lot of tearing our hair out here and there. But the day of is so rewarding when you're talking to the filmmakers. You're seeing their films on screen, and you hear the audience reaction, because a lot of filmmakers will show their stuff on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever. But until you get that audience reaction, you really don't know how good you are, and that's really exciting to
So
watch.
the filmmakers will be watching us.
Yes, they will be.
All right.
Exactly.
So this one's Wake.
Yes.
All right.
Do you feel like you have a solid grip on things? It seems we have only scratched the surface. Though, I have something that may help us delve a little deeper. I got a hold of one of your unpublished manuscripts. A short story called The Boy in the Box. I found it highly relevant. I'd like to start reading a section from the 3rd page. But the moment he closed his eyes to rest, he awoke in a box. The box resembled his home, but there was no life. He searched everywhere for his love, but to no avail. The boy fought to leave the box, but the only door was locked shut. The boy searched everywhere for a key to open the door, but day by day, he started losing faith. The tireless search wore the boy down, until one day, he simply forgot what he had been looking for.
I was able to watch that whole film last night. It turns out, I don't want to give it all away, but somebody there is dead.
Yes.
Is that, did I get that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's an
And
important part
that's
of it.
why you want to go back and watch that one another
Yeah.
time or
Yeah,
two.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, the next one. Oh boy, I did see all of this one. I'm sorry we can't show the whole film. This one is so moving, and it's just down home right here. Yamhill Carlton,
Yes.
farmer. Anything more to help set us up?
Cassidy Davis is the filmmaker, and she's a Linfield graduate, I believe.
Yeah.
She was a student when she made it, and now she's graduated. And she put together this great film on this young farmer and showing the future of young farmers and what their challenges are, and it's really very well done. And I think some of your viewers will probably recognize a few people because
Yeah.
it's local. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
get up first thing in the morning, between 6:30, 7, really whenever it starts getting light out. And I have out of Gaston, Yamhill, and Carlton, where I all have cows. I have to go every day, check on them, feed them, make sure they're all still healthy. And when they start calving, checking on that. And then when we start farming, then gotta get up even earlier, go feed. But for the most part, it's pretty easy, or just, I don't know, something I've been doing so long now, it's not that big of a deal to me. All right, I'm Wade Bernard, I'm 22.
I was able to see the whole film there. And what we didn't see was Mrs. Spearman at YC High School talking about what a successful young man this is. At age 17 or so, he was already expanding his herd and had machinery, trucks, tractors, and now was a young man as an extremely successful farmer.
Right.
He's one smart guy.
Yes,
he is.
And farmers have to be. You know, there's an image of farmers you tend to forget. They usually are very bright people.
He has a lot of respect in the community. And, you know, he just, it's pretty easy, you know. It's
Right.
there's a lot
He comes
going on
across
there.
very laid back, but he really knows his stuff. And the film has some great statistics, too. Really well worth watching. And,
Right.
and that one won not only the Best Documentary last year, it also won the Audience Award for kind of the overall favorite film from the audience. Now, having a lot of the local farmers show up and vote for him didn't hurt either. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd vote for him, too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful. We've got a couple more if we have time. Lucas.
Lucas is an interesting story. The Christian Bergmans is listed as the main filmmaker, and Christian returns to the festival this year with his own animated film as well. But Christian was teaching a class at Chemeketa last year, and this was a group of filmmakers that he taught. And Chemeketa wasn't sure what they were going to do with that particular class, but Christian did a labor of love and continued on throughout the year teaching that class to those kids. And they came together and they actually made this film, Lucas, as their project. And they were so excited to have a show at the festival last year, and they all came over with friends and family and got to see it on the big screen. And it truly is a labor of love, and it's just a fun. We are only seeing a little clip of it. It is a longer one, but it's definitely worth checking out.
All right. Lucas.
I'm going down to the pen to pull the next one. You ready? Okay.
That one over there, that's kind of funny. He's different. Come on, move it. Okay.
I don't think you're a biter. Let's take this off.
You take responsibility?
Yes, take it off.
I don't know. Okay, he's all yours. Really funny.
Blood pressure?
170/82.
Heart rate.
190. Elevated.
Reflexes. Dr. Ellison, reflexes.
Emma, he's alive. Infection seems to have started from the bites on his face. The skin is necrotized at a normal rate. But look at his eyes. They're tracking. They never do that. We've never seen that. If the prefrontal cortex hasn't been affected, he's still human.
Okay, that was scary and creepy.
Yes.
And the sound, I just noticed the sound effects, the crinkling, the
Yeah,
strange.
they put a lot of time into that and the makeup
The makeup
effects.
is
They did a
incredible
really good
too,
job
right.
with almost no budget.
Yeah.
And the security camera, zzz, it kind of like, that told me that the infrastructure is failing, that things are crumbling. This
Right.
is the last bastion of humanity and what's
Right.
going to happen. And does that guy leap out and bite
Right.
someone?
Yeah.
I won't give it away.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's a good tension in that one. Let's see, I don't think we have time for another one, so we're just going to have to leave it
Okay.
at that. I wanted to talk a little bit about Sunrise Rotary.
Yes.
They are sponsoring this, meaning they help promote it, they're selling tickets, they're
Right.
active, and a lot of the proceeds goes to them, is that right?
Right, all the proceeds go to them, and they distribute that to a number of organizations, primarily students, scholarships to Chemeketa students, and so it's a great fundraising event for that.
Yeah, I just joined Sunrise Rotary, and so they came to me and said, yeah, you might interview the folks there that are going to put on the film festival. I said, great, so here we are.
Yes.
Yeah, the Sunrise Rotary, they're some of the charities they also support besides the scholarships.
Right.
MV Advancements, St. Barnabas Soup Kitchen,
Right.
YCAP, Family Place. It's been a great thing that you've done for the community, and it's been benefiting a lot of people.
Well, thank you.
We would like to say too, YCAP will have food barrels there on the 3rd, and if you bring 2 cans of food, you get $1 off of your ticket. So we're also allowing people to bring donations to help YCAP out that way too.
Okay. Now, I said at the beginning that we would reiterate the schedule, so people went and got a pencil, they want to write this down.
Yes.
October 3rd, Saturday.
Right.
The roundtables take place in Chemeketa, in a classroom. There'll be signs.
Right.
Right.
Just show up, it's free.
Right.
Roundtables, like workshops with filmmakers. What are some of the subjects? One of them was, if you don't remember the style of old-fashioned Hollywood, you're doomed to repeat it, fortunately.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's one of the titles. What's another title?
Another one, they're all very long titles, so I'll just give you the gist of them. Another one is talking about having morals and values in your filmmaking and making sure you follow those. And then the third one is the importance of storyboarding. And our roundtable speakers are Kevin Smith, who is a professor at Chemeketa, and Jennifer Hardacker, who is a professor at Pacific University, and then Steve Amen, who people may know through OPB and the Oregon Lens Project.
Wow.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So a great lineup. The films will be shown at 2:45, $10. There's a dinner. They need to get reservations. It's at 5 o'clock with the filmmaker, guest keynote speaker Will Vinton, Will Vinton.
The Will Vinton.
And another set of films will be shown at 7.
Yes.
Another $10.
Yes.
So for $40, you get a film festival that you can be proud of and be glad you've seen, and you may see Rising, you may see the next George Lucas
Exactly.
right here.
Exactly.
It's very
in
likely you
McMinnville.
will. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And that's all on the website. If anybody goes to
Yes.
McMinnvilleFilmFest.org, you've got the schedule and links to everything out there too.
All right, a perfect ending. Go to the website.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thanks for watching. I'm sure you were entertained as I was. Come back and see us again here at Local Matters.